the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead Nation, welcome to our special David Benavidez versus David Morrell post-fight show. I'm your host, the FightersRep Fez, joined alongside my esteemed co-host, the king of Richmond Heights, Miami, Florida, none other than Gary Ignat Behavior. Gary, it went as planned. But first and foremost, how are you doing, man? Appreciate you joining me on this. I didn't think you were gonna make it today.
Man, come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, I'm here, baby. You know, I'm here to watch the fights and everything. I'm good.
Yeah,
Man, this is a good card.
great card. Yeah, great card.
Yeah.
Good card. So, we end up with a couple of scorecards that were different, but unanimous decision for David Benavidez, the guy we thought was going to win. One judge had it 118, 108. The other two judges had it 115, 111. Gary, I wanted to get your thoughts on those cards and the fight. Let's kind of just get right into it, man. I mean, what did you think about the fight? How did you sort of score this fight, or which card do you agree with more? You know what I'm gonna say. We were already texting back and forth, but let me know what you thought about this fight and this card.
I mean, I'm gonna start with the card first.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That pit bull fight versus Figueroa. Oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was Cool Boy Steph. I thought it was kind of a boring fight, but it was a close fight.
It was.
It was close rounds wise, like in the rounds, but it wasn't close when you score them.
No,
you know what I mean?
I thought the right guy won that fight. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, unanimous. I agree, and I thought Pitbull fight was, man, that was a banger.
I know, man, but that was rough, man. That was rough. I mean, it was just like, I'm going to hit you as hard as I can, and then it's your turn, and we're just going to take
I
turns.
seen him rock Pitbull and back him up.
Yeah.
And then Pitbull rocked him, and he goes back. And it was like, oh, it's not going to be over. It's not. It's going to be over.
But you were going to – let's refocus here. You were going to tell me about the cards. I thought you said you wanted to start off with the cards. You meant the undercard?
Yeah, the undercards.
Oh, okay. No, I was actually asking you about the score between Benavidez and Morrell. That's the cards I was talking about.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about that. I'm okay with him.
Yeah.
I thought in the beginning that it was 2-2 in the first 4 rounds. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, you heard me.
Excuse me.
I thought it was 2-2.
Oh, you and
in
Larry.
The first 4 rounds.
You and Larry Hazard. Listen, you and Larry Hazard need to get your Viagra analyzed for fentanyl, because that's crazy.
What do you mean? Well, honestly, in the first few rounds, neither one of them were landing like they were later on in the rounds.
Yeah.
The first 4 rounds, they were blocking and taking most of those shots.
Okay.
They weren't landing clean in the first 4 rounds. Then you start seeing, after the first 4 rounds, it's like Benavidez found that uppercut. He started finding timing on him, and he started landing cleaner than he was. He would land he would land some clean shots, but Benavidez was landing the more clean shots as the rounds went on. I think you misunderstood me, because you were like, oh, he's crazy scoring these rounds this way. And I was like, yeah, I scored it that way too but I still got Benavidez up 2 rounds. That was in the 6th round. Okay. I had him up 2. And then you was like, you're crazy. In the 7th round, I was like, dude, I had him up 2. I got him up 3 now.
Okay, I'm going to say
something. He tumbled along.
Yeah.
Early on in the fight, it was a closer fight. And I said he edging out these rounds, which I did feel like they were close rounds, but Benavidez was winning. He was winning.
Yeah.
But you cannot say that Morrell, when every time he backed Morrell up against the ropes, Morrell fought his way off the ropes and really made it a competitive fight every round.
He made it competitive,
Competitive.
but he couldn't. I'm going to say something that's going to maybe drive a couple people nuts, right? I was very hard pressed. Very hard pressed. As close as Morrell made some of the rounds, I was very hard pressed to give Morrell a clean round. It was very difficult to me. Yeah, it was very difficult to me. Listen, the only one I can give him clean is that weird knockdown that looked like to me that Benavidez was off balance. The commission said he was a knockdown, so fine, but he was
off balance,
definitely
still a knockdown.
But there was definitely some balance issues there. But I digress. Besides that round, it was very hard for me to say Morrell definitely won that round. Now, throughout the fight, I could say Benavidez definitely won that round. He definitely won that round. But it was some.
Let me ask you something. Was it some rounds that made you think like I don't know? It's close.
There was two.
Who? Only two, George.
There was only two.
At the end of the fight, he had like two.
Listen,
my
man.
God,
I'm not talking about the end of the fight. I'm talking about the first half.
The first half.
Maybe through 10. I would say maybe through 10. There was two where I said maybe.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah. Through 10, there were two that I said maybe you could say Morrell won that one, right? One of them, I believe it was the fourth when he hurt Benavidez at the end of the round. Do you remember that? I believe it was the fourth round or the fifth round. He hurt Benavidez. He caught him with a counter, right, while Benavidez had him in the corner. And I said, okay, maybe I could give this round to Morrell. But then right before the round ended, Benavidez caught him back. So I said, well, at best, I could do a 10-10 for Morrell on this one. And then the round after that one, Benavidez sort of took his foot off the gas a little bit. So I was like, well, that's possibly a round for Morrell. But really, Gary, I thought this was a dominant win for David Benavidez. Even though Morrell kept a lot of the rounds pretty competitive and close.
Yeah, competitive close.
Bro, this was a dominant win for Benavidez. And at times, let me just say this.
Go ahead.
At times, he was lighting him up. Like, I was like, oh, my goodness. Like, this guy was just eating punches at times, right?
Well, I disagree with that.
You didn't think he was lighting him up at any point during the fight?
No, he had little spots, but I think a lot of times
there was one point where he hit him with
he had spots,
5-6 uppercuts.
But some of them was getting blocked, George. Some of them weren't clean; they were getting blocked. Like I felt like Morrell and Benavidez had pretty good defense in this fight.
Yeah,
and they blocked you will see one rally off 4, 5, 6 shots, and maybe 2 got through.
No. I didn't think Morrell. I thought Benavidez had good defense. I didn't think Morrell's defense was good in this fight.
What?
No.
You can look at the percentages.
Gary, do you know how many times?
What are you talking about here?
Gary, do you know how many times Benavidez would pull this dude's guard down and hit him?
Illegal.
Pull his guard down and hit him.
He did it.
Pull his guard down and hit. I was like, bro, figure it out already. Like I
get it, but
your guard.
It's harder than what you're thinking because you don't know whether that's a punch or whether he's punching to pull your hand down. That's why it's illegal, but a lot of people do it. I ain't gonna lie. But Floyd did it. A lot of people do it.
It was working, and I felt personally like whenever Morrell, go ahead.
But he would let off 6 shots, and 4 of them got blocked. 2 of them actually landed clean. You might have one of them land unclean. He was blocking, and David Benavidez was blocking a lot of when he threw his shots. David Benavidez was really blocking it.
He was.
Like I said, I felt a lot of rounds were close. I thought Benavidez won them because he did more.
Right.
But Morrell landed some shots, man. And
he did land some shots.
He was a live dog the whole fight.
He was, and he did land some shots, but you were telling me both their defense was good. You know, I didn't think Morrell's defense, I wouldn't categorize that as good. I felt like he got hit. the reason Benavidez won this fight is because he landed a lot of clean punches.
Percentage-wise, he wasn't great either.
41% of his punches landed. What do you mean he wasn't great? It was 41% to 27% for Morrell. I just looked at the CompuBot. Gary, 40.
Well, when they showed it earlier,
41%.
When they showed it earlier.
Bro,
when they showed it earlier, was
like,
that dude?
That's like Kobe. Hey, that's like Kobe from the field. May God rest.
But I get it. But I think Kobe is great. But Jordan was 50.
Right.
Kobe was 43. Jordan was 50.
Okay. But look,
LeBron is like 50.
But
so it's levels to it.
But I think you're, I'm glad you bring that up, because I do think Benavidez is headed towards that direction, man. I do think he might be that guy in boxing right now. One of the best guys in boxing right now. Let me say something real quick though before we continue. Right, this is a special shout out to Trey J91. I looked up your name. When I dropped my prediction, Gary. This guy went back and forth with me. I'm a better, and you don't know, and I've been doing this 20 years.
Trey, you gotta show up now.
Morrell got feet, and he's gonna win because he got the feet. And I told him, nope, David Benavidez fights correctly. I've told you this, Gary, several times before. I even said in my prediction, this is going to be similar to the Caleb Plant fight. It was a little bit similar to the Caleb Plant fight in that Morrell is an athletic guy that can move, but that doesn't mean that you're the superior boxer. Being athletic does not make you the superior boxer. He had all this amateur pedigree. He was a Cuban boxer, but David Benavidez,
100-something fights.
But David Benavidez remains the superior boxer because it's America, baby. America.
That's what.
So anyway, Trey J91.
Now it's America, but you love Khabib.
Wait a minute.
You love Khabib, but now it's America, baby.
Wait. Trey J91, that money you lost, next time, don't burn your money. Listen to me, especially when I got the prediction fez on.
No. Tell them, don't waste the money on that. Donate it to the channel.
Donate it to the channel, bro. I could have given you half here and half. You could have kept half the pie, right, Gary?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I disagree. I don't think it was like the Caleb Plant. I did pick Benavidez to win. I picked Benavidez to win. I didn't do it on the channel, but I did think Benavidez was going to win. I thought it was going to be a tough fight, and I did think he was going to win by decision because I was looking at Morrell, and I'm like, he has a tough chin. He has a good chin.
Yeah.
So I didn't think anyone was going to get knocked out because Benavidez has a tough chin too. But I was just like, man, I think Benavidez is going to win this one. Now, I can say.
Go ahead.
No, you.
Well, I picked Benavidez to win by decision initially. Today, Gary, I changed my mind. I said maybe late stoppage. I said I'm changing my prediction to a late stoppage. The reason I did that is because I seen their interaction at the weigh-ins and everywhere else, and it just looked to me like Benavidez was really winning these interactions. If these interactions were fights, it looked to me like he was winning. He was very confident. And so I picked I changed my prediction from a decision. Next time I'm sticking to my initial instinct. And I said it's going to be a stoppage. Either way, I got it right. Now, as far as Caleb Plant goes, I said it was going to be similar in that you got an athletic guy, and that's why people think he's going to be the better boxer than David Benavidez. I'm not saying it's exactly like Caleb Plant, but it was similar. Why? Because the guy was trying to move and box. He was having trouble. He was having trouble doing that because you can't do that easily with David Benavidez. You can't.
Well, I disagree because Caleb Plant was trying to box him and stay on the outside, and David Benavidez was trying to walk him down. I felt Morrell stood his ground a lot more than Caleb Plant did, was willing to trade and stay in the pocket with David Benavidez. Caleb Plant, even with Canelo, he doesn't want to stay in the pocket with those type of guys when he starts feeling their power.
I hear you.
And what here's the other thing
Well,
is
who was
that,
the mover in this fight? Who was the mover in this fight?
It was definitely
David Morrell, and that was my
David
point.
Morrell, but
that was my point.
He also had times where he backed Benavidez against the ropes. Caleb Plant didn't do that. Caleb Plant never did that in that fight. Caleb Plant was always on his back foot. It was times that Morrell actually pushed Benavidez back. He stood in the pocket. Caleb Plant was not doing that.
Yeah,
and I feel like sometimes Morrell got the better of the exchanges.
Rarely.
Sometimes he did.
Rarely.
And I feel like David. And I feel like David respected his power.
Say it. Say it. Rarely. He rarely got the better of the exchange.
I'm not gonna say rarely. I'm not doing that.
He didn't get the better of most of those exchanges, Gary. I'm sorry.
I would say it's like
I don't know what fight you people were watching.
35. I think it's like 65-35.
Watching, bro. It was
65-35. He never got the better of any exchange. George.
He did, but it was rare. It was 40.
It was 65-35.
41% punching accuracy versus 27% punching accuracy, bro.
And I'm saying that you know boxing. That's different rounds. In this round, you might have landed.
That's Kobe. Listen, that's Kobe versus Harold Miner. You remember Harold Miner? That's Kobe
Get
Bryant.
the fuck out of here.
Harold Miner, bro.
You know what this is? No, you tripping. If you want to compare it, it's like Jordan versus Charles Barkley in the finals, where Charles Barkley scored 40-something, and then Jordan just scored 50 to beat him. I don't want to go that far because I don't think neither one of these guys are Charles Barkley or Jordan. Benavidez,
you don't think Benavidez is even a Barkley at this point?
Nah, yeah. I okay. Benavidez is the Barkley.
Clean it up, Gary.
Yeah. No. I don't think he's Jordan.
No, he's not Jordan yet.
Yeah, not Jordan. That's too big.
But Kobe, he might be headed in that Kobe direction.
Nah, stop it, George.
He's headed in that direction.
It's nowhere near that direction.
Bro, I'm telling you, he's headed in that direction.
He has to pass Canelo, and Canelo is like,
why won't Canelo fight him? Who do you think wins that fight after watching this tonight? You think Canelo beats David Benavidez?
No, I don't.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't. But Canelo's older now too, though. And Benavidez is just so bigger than him. Even though Canelo fights at these weights, he's not bigger than David Benavidez. No, David Benavidez is what, like 6 feet, 6'1"?
6'1", 6'2". He looks 6'2" to me.
Canelo is like 5'8", 5'9".
Well, that's Canelo's choice to do that. But you just said, he's not even Canelo's level. And then I asked you if he fights him, who wins? And you say you think Benavidez wins the fight.
Canelo was older. Because Canelo was older.
Let me ask you.
Canelo younger? Canelo? Maybe.
Where do you put Benavidez if you're going to analogize him to a great player, or even on your pound? Is he on your pound for pound top 5, top 10? Is he anywhere there?
Top 10, yeah.
For sure.
Top 10 for sure.
For sure.
Top 5. Let me see. I got Bud.
5 is tough.
Yeah. I have Bud. You have Inoue. You have Usyk. I mean, I still got Tyson Fury though, man. I mean, I know he retired.
The interesting thing is, Gary, the interesting thing is he just won this other belt now in the light heavyweight division. Yeah. And the two big dogs in the light heavyweight division ahead of him right now, right, that are fighting for all the marbles, really, or the majority of the marbles, are Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol. And I think both of those guys definitely belong on the pound-for-pound list.
Yeah.
I would love to see him fight the winner of that fight, Gary. I would love to see him fight the winner of that fight.
I think that's what he's aiming for, though.
Let me ask you.
I seen him in an interview on Uncle Ocho, and he was saying that he wants to get the belts, and if he gets all the belts, that's gonna intrigue Canelo to fight him, and that's how he can get Canelo in the ring. If he has all the belts in 2 divisions, and then says, "Hey, you want to fight?" It'll make the fight bigger for Canelo's legacy and everything.
By the way, shout out to In the Granite, my boy Bobby Nizzo. He's in here supporting big. Appreciate you being in here. If you haven't,
what's up?
If you haven't joined us before, subscribe to the channel, like this video, join the channel, drop your comments, drop a super chat or a super thanks. We'd appreciate it. Anything you drop here gets reinvested back into the channel, but leave your comments. We'll definitely get to them and interact with you, and subscribe to the channel. Gary, what I didn't ask you was, overall, like, what did you think of Benavidez's performance and Morrell's performance? I mean, I thought they both did well. I thought it was a good fight. I really did. But I had a hard time. Again, I had a hard time finding too many rounds to give to Morrell just based on the way I understand scoring criteria. I thought he fought a good fight. I think he's talented. I think he's a really good fighter. I think if he, keeps working, maybe he can win a title again. But I just had a hard time giving him more than a couple rounds here. But, what
you told me it was a shutout. I'm just going to go. You told me it was a shutout.
It was a shutout for me until about the 10th round. Then maybe you could say, the knockdown, and I don't know, maybe you could gift him another one, maybe around 4 or 5, a tie round or something like that. But
so you only got him winning 2 rounds.
Off the top of my head, I would say maybe 2, maybe 1. He won 1 round, and maybe you can give him. You could give him 1 more and give 1 a tie. I wouldn't be able to give him the 4th just because I thought he clipped Benavidez at the end, but then Benavidez clipped him back. So I was maybe 3 rounds or 1 for sure for the knockdown, and then the other 2 are iffy. That's how I felt.
I mean, you sound like my wife. I'm like, how good would I? She's like, maybe 3, 4. If you would have a couple more minutes.
Damn, Gary, I don't want to hear that, man. Damn, big dog.
No, I'm just joking. Nah.
So I mean, what's your assessment of their performances?
I think Benavidez, this was a really good performance. This is dude, I'll probably maybe give it like a 9. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Jaguar paws liked your wife analogy.
I know. Bobby, that's funny.
Bobby,
I give it like
7.5. Bobby, you're crazy, my man. I love you, but you're crazy having that 7.5, big dog.
7.5.
That's crazy.
I didn't have the. I had it 4. No. He might. Yeah. Okay. He's right. 7.5. Yeah.
You had it 7.5.
No. Hold on. In the first 4 rounds, I had him winning 2. I thought he won 4. I have 4.8 because 4.8.
Okay.
So because I thought on the back end he got 2, on the early ends he got 2. I thought it was 4. Yeah, 4.8. Yeah.
All right. So you said you thought this was a really good performance for Benavidez.
I thought it was really good because you had a dude that didn't back down, who was good, sharp, and he landed some clips on you, and he showed his levels. And like I said, Morrell, man, he performed good too.
Yeah.
I think he gained some people in this fight. Like looking at the comments and things, I think some people was like, "Dog, he's a dog."
Yeah,
he was going. He didn't back down. He went right back at him. Like Caleb Plant, I felt like even Caleb Plant and what's his name that was undefeated, Andrade,
yeah.
Even you could see him start to wither later in the rounds from the pressure and the pounding, and just seemed like he was being dominated. I never felt like Morrell was just getting ran over. I didn't. I felt like he was getting beat, but he wasn't getting ran over. And he was pushing back and saying, "Hey, you hit me with a good shot. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with a good shot.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna rock you a little bit." And I always felt like David Benavidez respected his power. So I mean, I think it was a really good fight for Benavidez to prove that, especially after the last fight he had. The last fight he had, it seemed like towards the end of the fight, he started to die down.
Yeah.
And you can probably say that with this fight, but I didn't really feel the energy, even though I felt like the guy stole maybe like 10th and 11th.
Yeah.
You know? So I thought it was a good performance by both fighters.
Yeah.
I think it was great on one end and good on another end.
What I thought was different about Benavidez in this fight, and the reason I wouldn't blame either one of them for dying down, there was a lot of, it seemed like there was a lot of punches thrown at the beginning. I felt like Benavidez was like really getting after it in the beginning, especially, and he
was
doesn't
landing
really,
a lot of those though.
and he's usually not very active in the beginning. You know, I feel like he kind of comes on typically, you know, after like 4 or 5 rounds. You know, I remember the Caleb Plant fight. I felt like Plant was banking some of those early rounds against Benavidez. But I felt like in this one, Benavidez came out sharp. I actually, like I told you, I had it, I think, until round 4. You know, I mean, I had Benavidez up 3 or 4 rounds easy. And then I felt like in the 4th round when he clipped Benavidez at the end, when Morrell clipped him at the end, you know, I was like, okay, I could see this one maybe going for Morrell. But then Benavidez hit him back. So I was just like, well, it's just still too close for me to give this guy a clean round, you know? And so the only for sure round I can give Morrell for sure is that knockdown round. That's the only one. Is there one that let me ask you, is there one that stands out clear in your mind that, oh, Morrell definitely won that round besides the knockdown round?
I mean, I'm trying to think of the exact rounds, but I know in the first 4 rounds, I was like, I had 2 rounds where I was like, oh, Morrell won that round.
Clear?
And then after that,
clear to you?
Clear to me. And then after the 4th round, I was the 5th round at Benavidez. Then it was like 6th round Benavidez. 7th round. He's walking him down now. I was like, he's putting so much pressure walking him down. And then it went all the way probably from the around number 5 I gave him all the way to probably round 10, 9 before it was a clear round after that.
I'm looking it up now. I'm looking it up now, and it says cataracts can start to develop in people as early as their 40s. So I'm just making sure.
I got contacts on right now, bro.
Oh, okay.
I got contacts.
Well, you know, 2020, my friend. 2020. No kind of, you know, I don't have any Pfizer, you know, Moderna contact, you know, pharmaceutical company messing with my interpretation of what happened. It was just directly from the screen into my 2020 vision. My brain processed it, and then, you know, that's
well, I'm 2020 right now too, because I got the mechanics. Okay.
But yeah, you know, again, I don't want to take much away from Morrell because it was one of those fights, Gary.
Real fight, man.
It was one of those fights where it was still a really good fight, even though I thought one guy definitely
clearly won.
Yeah, I thought there was a clear winner. I thought Benavidez was a clear winner. Still, Morrell was good enough to make it a good fight throughout. But
every round a good fight, yeah.
But yeah, I just want Trey J91 going forward. If he could just leave Vegas, delete all those apps.
Trey, he ain't gonna forget you, dog.
Delete your betting apps. Just come to the channel. You know, forget the betting apps.
You want to redeem yourself, Trey. You got to redeem yourself, Trey, because he's going to get after you. I'm just letting you know.
Trey, all me and Gary want is 50% of whatever you plan on betting, and then we'll give you the right, you know, we'll give you the right information. Is that a pipe or is that a straw that you had there?
A pipe? What?
I thought it was like
why would a pipe even be a question in this? Like, what are you telling these people about me? Right about now.
It was like, you know, those pipes like the grandpa.
It's a fucking straw. No, bro. You don't put people out. You don't put me on some other level. A fucking pipe. Like, you know me for how many years? What pipe are you think I'm smoking?
I said maybe it's to help with the cataracts. I'm not judging.
God damn. He said a pipe.
I don't know, the way you were. You look like Popeye or you know, one of those old cartoons that like, you know, smoking out the pot. Anyway, so yeah, official scorecard shows 9-3. In the grand, it says 9-3. I'll watch it again properly. You know, I can get on board
8-4. I said 8-4.
I can get on board with a 9-3, I think, potentially. That's as much as I'm giving him. I'm not going to give him more than. I'm just not going to do it, Gary. I'm not going to have struggled this long on this channel to give this guy a 9-3 for that performance. But, you know, I respect him. I hope to see him again. Gary.
This is a good fight, man.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm talking trash. Gary.
Yeah.
So the biggest card, and I'm not sure you saw the fight poster that I made fun of on the YouTube channel for the biggest cards, the Beterbiev versus Bivol rematch. I don't know if you saw the fight poster, Gary.
No, I didn't.
I dropped a video on the fight poster. And you're right, he does deserve respect, Bobby. Morrell deserves respect. But look, I dropped a video, Gary, just on the fight poster. Gary, you got to see this thing, bro. It's like a Renaissance Italian, you know those Renaissance Italian paintings where people are like in the clouds and they're like touching each other's like fingers, and there's always like a voluptuous white woman with like maybe like a rag over her nipples or something, and she's like doing this, and it's just like I don't know who came up with this poster, but it was that poster. But anyway, I guess my point is they're fighting this month. Now. Gary, it's this month. It's on, I believe, the 22nd. The biggest card in boxing history is 3 weeks out. And the marquee fight on that card, Gary, is Beterbiev versus Bivol, both in Benavidez's division. What's with all these B's? Benavidez, Bivol, Beterbiev. You know, anyway, what do you think? First off, what do you think happens in that fight? Right, and I'm not gonna. I just want to get a feeling for you for your prediction, because I'm not gonna.
Hold on, which one fight? Because you named
Bivol Beterbiev because
okay.
I want to see the winner fight Benavidez. I want to see the winner fight Benavidez. It's the killer.
So you're asking me the winner between Beterbiev and Bivol rematch, and then the fight between them and Benavidez was my opinion.
Who wins and who wins right now? What are you feeling right now? I'm not holding you to this prediction because you know we got to drop a prediction video. But who are you feeling right now?
I think Bivol is going to win between Bivol and Beterbiev.
Yeah.
We're going to get a third. I thought Bivol won the first one. I think now that he's been in and seen it, I think Bivol is just a more, technician, like a athleticism, technician, smarts, all that.
Don't do it. Don't do what Trey J91 did. Don't do it. Don't conflate, Gary, athleticism with boxing skills.
No. But he fought him. I thought he outboxed Beterbiev for a lot of that fight.
Yeah.
Some people think he ran out of gas. I don't know if he ran out of gas or Bivol. I mean, not Bivol, but Beterbiev started to kind of time him up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I thought Bivol won the first fight.
Yeah.
And then the second fight, I think because of his IQ, his boxing ability, his IQ, and how we can do, I think that the next time they fight, he's going to win, clearly. And if he fought Benavidez,
tough fight, man. Tough fight.
Benavidez is just so big.
And you know what, Gary?
He's just so big. So
tell me if you agree with this, right? That boy's got some fast hands, bro.
Yeah, he's big with fast hands.
When he throws those hands, Gary, it's like he's throwing a baseball or something. He's throwing those hands fast, bro.
It's fast, but you know what I don't think he has? I don't think he has a lot of power. I think he has good power.
I think he has respectable power.
Yeah, respectable. But you see what you said? Respectable.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that. I clip you on the chin and you're going night-night power. He doesn't have that power to like really hurt you. But because his hands are so fast and it's so much value, I think people just shut her in.
Yeah.
But it's not like you can't. Like I see Morrell take some of his shots and go, "I'm good. I'm walking through." Even though a lot of times when people get hit with a good shot, they do that. But for him to land the shots that he landed on Caleb Plant, on Boo Boo Andre, and not just one punch knock him out, and other fighters, I seen him fight other fighters, but I think he has a cumulative punch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Between him and then Bivol, I just think he's just so big, man. He can lean on you, pressure you, and just out punch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah.
I think he's gonna have the range on Bivol. That's gonna be a tough. I think those athletic movers are a better matchup for him than a guy like Beterbiev. I actually think Bivol would be a better matchup for Benavidez and his
I think so
style
too.
than Beterbiev, because Beterbiev can hit like a damn Mack truck, and if he lands a shot, he can clip him out of there.
I think Beterbiev will get dominated by Benavidez.
You think so?
Because of the length, the speed, and the size. He's gonna have the reach. He's gonna have the size, the height, and Beterbiev. I want to see him fight off the back foot, and Benavidez would make him fight off the back foot. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because he's just so much big. He's just so big.
Yeah.
And even with Bivol, even though I think Bivol will find a way to win, I'm not confident in that. Because Benavidez is big, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's long. He's big, long, tall, strong. Yeah. He can take a punch. It's a lot, man.
Beterbiev Bivol is still tricky to me, man. The first fight, I think I scored it a draw, and I said maybe one round to Bivol.
Yeah.
To Bivol, I think.
But I scored it. I don't think you said Bivol.
I scored it a draw. What I remember is I scored it a draw, and I thought,
yeah, maybe. But I thought you were leaning more to Archer winning.
Yeah, no. I think it was. I mean, perhaps my memory fails me.
Liar.
I think it was. I think I scored it a draw, and I said maybe Bivol by one round. But here's the thing, Gary. If Beterbiev comes out very aggressive in this rematch in the first half of the fight, which is where he dropped the ball in that first fight, he could very well turn everything around. You know what I mean? So, and then at the same time, let's say Bivol is training. Okay, I know I got to go 12 rounds with this guy. Let me work on my cardio as much as I can so I could last, so I don't gas out the second half of the fight. That's all for nothing if Beterbiev comes out guns blazing, which, that's the interesting part about the fight for me. I mean, I agree with you typically, in that, and me and you are both the same on this, in that we always take the technician over the guy that's a lesser technical fighter.
Hey, this is what, this is how we friends. My mind was leading me to this road right here. And I was like, yo, is George picking the least technical fighter out of the better technical fighter? And I'm not and I did that with Bud and Errol Spence, and I did that. You were like, and you get after me. You go, but you always pick the technician.
That's right.
But these 2 times, it was like 2 or 3 times you got after me. And every time I was wrong. And I say, you know what? I need to listen to George. I need to stick to who I stick to, the technician. Hey,
and I did it with Beterbiev.
And now you're switching on me, George.
Yeah, well, I did it with Beterbiev because I thought Beterbiev was going to win that fight. Remember, I think I predicted Beterbiev to win.
Yeah, you did.
And he won. And I remember I told you, I said, listen, I think Bivol is a better boxer, but I don't think the gap is big enough. And I just think the attributes, the intangibles that I won't even call them intangibles. Tangibles that Beterbiev has, that one-punch, vicious knockout power, the chin and everything else. I said, I just think, it's too much to overcome. Like, that gap in skill is not enough. And so, but now after watching the first fight, I'm confused. I'm still confused about it, so I'm going to have to still think about it. Right now, I got to be honest with you, though, Gary. I am very 1%, 51% leaning towards Bivol, 49 Beterbiev, right? And the reason for that, Gary, is, can you guess my reason for that? Can you guess my reason for that?
I don't know. Tell me. I can't guess it.
Artur Beterbiev is now 40 years old, Gary.
Yeah.
40. Gary, you know how old Dimitri Bivol is?
In his early 30s.
I'm going to tell you right now. I think 34. 34, Gary. You were not the same ignorant behavior at 34, right? I'm going to say at 34 as you were
at 34 they had to. At 34 they had to tell me to get off. Get off. The ride's over, baby. 34 they say get off. Now at 42 they say that okay, the ride done. It's done already. The ride done, baby.
At 34, May was telling you get the hell out the room. Your wife was telling you get the hell out. At 42, she's telling you when you getting started. When you getting started.
Hey, shit, she tell me, she go, what's all that you was talking about before you got in the shower? Now you sleep.
My God. Oh, my God. By the way, Bobby says, will you take a call into the show, George? We can try to do that at some point. I'm not sure how to get that done, but we'll figure that out. Jaguar Paul says, Morrell versus Bivol would be a great co-main event for Benavidez versus Beterbiev. I agree. The winners versus the losers would be sick. And then Jaguar Paul laughs at your 34 get off comment. And check out Bobby. I'm 54. I feel like I'm 34. Wake up every morning, Phoenix rising.
Hey, you're my idol. That's what I want to be.
Me too, man. And by the way,
I'm still here now. I don't need no pills.
By the way, Gary dyes his beard and I don't, so that's why you're seeing a yin yang on your screen right now. Gary, just own it. Just own it, Gary.
I can't go. I can't let it. I gotta dye it again right now, bro. Hey, I see some white. You see the white? My old family member was like, hold on, your beard is white? I said, yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes, motherfucker, my beard is white. You don't know, I dyed this shit.
Well, anyway, yeah, I mean, I think I'm leaning towards Bivol. I think if Bivol fights Benavidez, it's a tough one. I probably go with Benavidez, Gary, and I'm gonna tell you why, man. I'm gonna tell you why. Benavidez, 29 years old, bro. He hasn't even hit his prime yet, Gary, and he just got a great experience against Morrell. Bivol just came off a vicious. I mean, that was a vicious fight, especially in the second half. He was just surviving against Beterbiev.
I won't go that far, man.
I mean, he was running at times. Yeah, he was running at times.
I don't know survive.
He's about to go into another.
Kind of wild with that. Well, kind of wild with that.
Well, I've been known to be wild in the past, and he's got to go through it again. He's got to go through it again with Beterbiev again, and he's not getting any younger. He'll probably be 35 years old at the very youngest by the time him and Benavidez fight. And, I think Benavidez is going to have a hand speed advantage, a size advantage, a reach advantage, maybe a power advantage, maybe a stamina advantage. It's just he's a tall, long kid, and he hits hard, and he throws.
And he has endurance.
Yeah, he's just tough to deal with, and I've seen some uninspiring performances from Bivol. I've never really watched a Benavidez fight and thought he didn't look good.
Well, his last fight wasn't. I didn't think he looked great. I'm not gonna say he
didn't look
didn't
great, but
look great. He didn't look.
He didn't look so-so though. Like I've seen fights with Bivol where I was just like, "What happened here?"
I mean,
what happened?
I can. Yeah, no, I can see fights that Bivol had that was equal to Benavidez' last fight. That's the only fight I seen. Benavidez' last fight. That was the only fight where I was like, "Hey, I mean, he didn't really dominate like you thought he was. This was a good close fight.
Well,
Like tonight, it was a close fight every round, but it wasn't really a close fight
Well, he was
because he won so many rounds convincingly, but it was close because the guy gave him competition every round. But it really wasn't close on the scorecards.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, the last fight for what else is
Benavidez.
No.
Bivol?
Yeah, Benavidez. That one, the scorecards, it was kind of close.
I wouldn't say it was close. I thought he dominated that fight too. But here's what I'll say about that performance against Gvozdyk. I think you're talking about the performance against Gvozdyk.
Yeah, that's what it was.
My issue with that performance is that was his first time too at light heavyweight.
At that weight, yeah.
So Bivol's been at light heavyweight a while. You know, Benavidez, again, Gary, still 29 years old. I mean, he's still got a little bit of time to fill in, especially to that division. This was just his second fight at light heavyweight.
Yeah, and he looked better.
Yeah, and if he continues to fill out and get stronger with, you know, as he ages into his prime and as he acclimates to this weight, you know, maybe he brings a little bit more power in the future. So, you know, just some thoughts, you know, just some random thoughts bouncing around this Fez on the inside, back and forth.
I like him. I like him. I'm a fan.
Yes, last fight of Benavidez prior to Morrell was tough, but remember he had 2 injured hands and fresh stitches on one of his eyes. That too. But I don't.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know about the 2 injured hands. I knew about the stitches.
Yeah, and I don't want to make too many excuses. I mean, fighters always go in there with injuries anyway. But I hear what you're saying. I don't think Bivol is all that, says Bobby Nizzo. Yes, Benavidez. Okay, yeah. Benavidez' prior fight to Morrell was questionable, but he had injured hands and stitches. Okay, yeah, I already read that one. So Gary, I mean, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys on this post-fight this evening. Is there something, Gary, that you wanted to tell Knucklehead Nation before we cut out?
I want to ask you something. What's the Izzy fight?
Oh, damn. That's messed up. Yeah, I saw that.
Did you think it was a quick stoppage? You think he should have let it go on for a little bit more?
No. No, I don't.
That's what a lot of people saying.
Dude, the guy was on his back wailing on him. What was he gonna do?
People were saying he still, because remember when they stopped it, he didn't lay on the ground or nothing. He punched the ground. He was fully aware.
Gary, I don't know, man. For me, I'm good with that. You know, when you're face down and a guy's on
ass
top,
up, big down, ass up,
and a guy's on top of you and just hitting you on the side of the head,
man, that's a big pause, man. You down.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No diddler. I don't know. I just when someone's you know in that position where I can't even come up with I can't work with you anymore. Look at this. When somebody is
hey, you gotta be cracking up over here.
When you're in the when you're in the what was it called? The Luther Campbell 69 boys position or whatever, with the face down and the derriere to the sky, and somebody's just doing this to the side of your head, Gary. I'm good. I'm good at that point. You know what I mean? But who knows? You know, maybe he comes back from that. You know, I don't think so, but you know, everybody's got their opinions on that.
Yeah.
Gary, are we going to talk about quick stoppage here other than referees? LOL, I'm just playing. That one flew over Gary's head, I think. But I think it's catching on now. He was smoking a grandpa pipe earlier, so who knows what was in there.
Oh my God.
Um, but anyway, that's all I got. I am surprised. Well, I don't know if I'm surprised. That guy's tough. That guy he fought is a tough guy. Adesanya's also, Gary, you know what, mid-30s now.
Late 30s, I think.
This is a young man's sport, bro. This is a young man's sport, Gary. And
I think his last few fights haven't been.
that's 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So it's not looking good for the style bender, but you know, I think he's already left a huge mark. He's done what he's had to do
Yeah.
in the sport. You know, I'm sure he's earned his way to whatever sort of Hall of Fame they got and made a ton of money. And I'm sure he'll continue, whether he continues to fight or not, be involved in the combat sports in some way, shape, or form. But you know, he could still beat a lot of people, probably most people in the division. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Michael Venom Page won, and then you
I saw
seen
that. Yeah.
that was kind of a boring fight, but people blame Michael Venom Page, but I'm like, it's nothing stopping the other guy from keep coming forward,
Right.
except for they get hit and they realize like,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like it's not my fault. Tell the guy to keep coming.
Yeah, I mean, you
If
know,
he wants,
you know what the guy's gonna do. So he's just gonna
yeah,
blitz, he's gonna hit you, and then he's gonna try to do it again, you know. So you gotta
yeah,
figure it out or take him down or do what you gotta do, you know.
yeah. Nah, it was some good fights though. It was some good fights today, but you know, it is what it is. But that's
Well,
on the question I have for you. You can wrap it up.
well, join me and Gary. We're gonna be going live probably Tuesday, Gary, if possible. My Mondays are a little bit screwed up right now because of baseball,
Okay.
but Tuesday nights, join us 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 9 p.m. Eastern. We go live every week, me and Gary, to talk about the fights, make our predictions, do our thing. Subscribe to the channel, and you can follow him personally on Instagram. Gary, where do these knuckleheads follow you at?
Ignorant behavior.
And you can follow me at FightersRep or FightersRep Fez. Appreciate you guys. Have a great night. And Gary, I appreciate your time, bro.
Yeah.